really feel like it.
Hey, what's up guys? So for this video I'm going to be talking about how the first days at school are absolutely dreadful and my experience with going back to school after the summer holidays, or any holiday, but mostly the summer holidays because you have a longer break from shitty school. Alright, so after you spend 6 weeks, or if you are in school and you finish in June, and then you have to go back in September. Oh boy, it is so dreadful having to wake up at whatever time you usually wake up at before going to school all over again after completely frying your sleep schedule for over 4 weeks. Also, when school is approaching after the 6 weeks holidays, or the summer holidays in general, if you finish school in June and start in September, you're counting the days before school starts all over again, and that is just so frustrating to have to deal with the fact that, school is starting back all over again and you have to go back to that dungeon for 9 to 10 months, depending on if you finish school in June, like I mentioned earlier. But you will have to go back to school on a Monday to Friday for more than 6 months all over again, with holidays in between lasting 1 to 2 weeks. But for the most part, besides the holidays that you get in between, this summer holidays and starting school all over again in September, yeah, it's just absolute hell. I've left school a few years ago, but holy shit, during the times I had to experience going back to school after being off for so long, yeah, it was just so dreadful, like having to wake up early again and go back to school after being off for so long. Yeah, it sucked. Now, I do want to mention that in my first college, this was in 2020, my college for some reason decided to open on a Friday. Not a Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday, no, it was a Friday of all days, which is retarded because you have only one day to get used to your new classroom as well as former students that you have seen the year before, or new students you have never seen before. Plus, this happened twice in 2020, which is retarded because, people who are new to that school, I should say college, only have one day to get used to it, and then they have to spend the rest of next week to get used to it properly, instead of just, having students get used to their new classrooms and a few new students in that classroom. And if you're one of the new students, you would have to get used to everybody in your class that you have never seen before. But if you have only one day to get used to it, point is that you don't have enough time to get used to everything that's new to you on the first day of school. Whereas if you started on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, or Monday, you'd have much more time to settle in. I'm not really sure as to why the teachers would think opening up a college on a Friday is a brilliant idea, other than the fact that they can't wait to see their students, and it's like, I'm not very happy with seeing those dumbasses. I should also mention that if you're a new student at a new school, oh my god, the first day being at a new school is definitely very worrying because you don't know where you're going, and you most likely have to ask other students or teachers to help you get to which classroom you need to be at, because you could end up being lost if you don't do that. I've definitely experienced that before. What I hate the most about the first days of school is the teacher being all happy and excited to see their students, and it's like, I'm not happy to see you or your fucking colleagues whatsoever. Now, you will get a handful of people being excited to be back at school, and it's like, why? The only reasons I can think of is that A, they are extroverted, or B, they just don't like being at home for whatever reason. So those are the only two reasons why I can think of that people are excited about being back at school, and I just don't agree with them whatsoever. Like, being back at school is just shit. Plus, they are nosy enough to ask students what they did over the holidays, and it's like, mind your own business. It's so nosy of them to ask that. Plus, when they do ask students what they did over the holidays and the students start telling them, it's just a waste of time because you're not getting any lessons done whatsoever. You're just eating up time for no fucking reason whatsoever other than to make these dumbass teachers happy that you have told them what you have done over the holidays. Plus, they waste even more time by doing this because they ask every single student that is in the room, and if there's a student not in this lesson because they're off for whatever reason, well, the teacher is definitely going to ask them whenever they return what they did over the holidays, and it's just like, mind your business. How about that? I don't know why else these dumbasses would do this other than to waste time and to be nosy. Like, just fuck off. How about that? It's always weird seeing teachers being super energized and being excited to see their students, and it's always weird seeing some students being very energized about the fact that school is starting up again. Like, that just sucks. Overall, school just sucks, especially if it's the first day of school. Like, everything is just overwhelming as fuck. Getting ready to go back to school is definitely very soul draining, and I just really hated that fact as well. But if there's advice that I can offer for people that go back to school, it's this. It's one of those things you unfortunately have to deal with.